Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Tap, tap, tap. That was a little lackluster tonight. All right, let's see. What do these tea leaves have to say? And so, our card tonight is the Four of Wands, which has to do with completion. And this is all about harmony, control, order, perfection, inner perfection. And I mean it, celebrating an ending to something. Sometimes I think within the completion though, there is a sense of confidence that can lead into going into places that are not for you, or overreaching, taking on too much, being a little too confident, if there is such a thing for Scorpio. All right, let's see. Where are we gonna go? The first thing I see is this lovely twisted dancing being. It looks like a satyr, Pan possibly, some kind of very animalistic, lovely primal energy. This comes up a lot with Scorpio, I think, which makes sense. But what really does come to mind is that sense of celebration, but also this kind of just deep animal within you. That thing that is very instinctual, that thing that allows you to do what needs to be done. And that's something that really makes sense to me about a Scorpio. When things happen and nobody wants to, do the thing that maybe is painful, to say the words that are ending, to speak plainly with that confidence behind it, with that truth, or whatever truth means, with that clarity, intention. A Scorpio will do that, right? You can always rely on a no, don't go up there. Come here. Don't you dare. Come on. Go on, buddy. You gotta go. He knocked a bunch of stuff over in the last reading. Oh, I love this kitty cat. He's maybe one of my favorite beings in the whole world. I can't say it too loudly. I don't want TT to hear me, but he's always been my cat since I found him at a rescue place years ago. He was a little young thing, I think maybe like a year and a half old, and now he's 15 and a half about. So he's getting up there. We've been together for a long time, this boy, but he just is so big and he does not know how to navigate all this stuff I have. So I'm sorry to those of you who want to see him, but I don't know, until I get things situated differently, he's gonna have to stay away a bit. Okay, so we're talking about Scorpio doing that difficult thing. Okay, you get it done when it needs to be done. Okay, you are in a place of a freedom that most people never even imagine is possible. There is kind of I don't know what it is, a strong tie to that kind of arcane energy that most beings, for better or worse, probably for worse, in my opinion, spend generation after generation trying to condition out of one another through language and, you know, social norms and manners and, you know, all these kinds of things. I'm not saying that a Scorpio doesn't have manners, but there's something that is accessible to Scorpios that is inaccessible to most other people. And that is so powerful and so wild and so free and so enchanting and intoxicating. And, you know, there's just a otherworldly sense, I think, kind of just, you know, I don't know, like wild beings dancing in the night, deep in the forest, right? Definitely that satyr. And I was going to say nymphs. Are they nymphs? I don't. All right. So, and so, I'm sorry, the cat, he walks back and I'm like, okay, you have to shoo him. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Let's pull this back a little bit. Oh, and so we also have a horse, a person sitting on top of it, traveling. It reminds me, even with this little kind of sphere here, very much that Knight of Discs energy. And, you know, I think that there is a growing strength and knowing that is so necessary to obtaining a goal that you have had. And I think that this is probably somewhat financial, somewhat kind of rooted in the material world. But because we also have the Four of Wands, I also think that this is a passion, right? This could be creative. This could be you just love your work. But with this kind of Knight of Discs energy, I really think that there is such skill involved, mastery, and the ability to find the things that you need to do it. Okay. So kind of mastering the flow of resources, natural resources, physical resources, you know. So this would mean, what does that mean? Like finding the tools you need to create something, finding the things that you need within a project or a business that you are involved in. I mean, it could be even that if you are in like sales, right? Finding your client, right? Finding a way to get the things for your client to make this deal really work. Okay, so I feel like even just some months ago, this felt like a wild dream for you. Being able to just get everything aligned in such a way that it was all going to work out the way that you want it to. I feel that there has been clarity, motivation, drive, and that, you know, wildness within, all of it coming together in this perfect balance. And it makes this dream, this goal, this desire very realistic. Okay, and I think that I really think that you feel so much, self-worth, confidence. It's just a very intense activation going on, okay? Let me slow down here. Okay. And so we turn it this way and we have kind of this animal, maybe the horse again. But we also have, it looks like a person who is kind of blowing some kind of horn or a flute or something, dancing still. And then above, and this cat got this hair on here. The candle, which is like the illumination, okay? And so I feel this next period of time is going to be very much about a balancing, right? A period of really intense inspiration, just flowing, right? But it has to be balanced out with a need to rest, to take care and tend to mundane and corporeal matters, right? Taking care of your body, your vessel, okay? Tending to your home, your domestic life, paying your bills, going to the places you need to on time, keeping your word, all these kind of these things that seem silly and frivolous when you are just on fire with inspiration. You're making beautiful things. You're like a mad scientist, just kind of, deep in it. The whole world outside seems so far away. But in this situation, to make this work, there has to be this balance. And we have kind of a heart up here, that unification of the two sides. That physical body, physical realm, coupled with that, higher thinking, creativity, spiritual, as above, so below, these kinds of things. So, I think that this is going to be just very powerful. Very powerful indeed. Okay, so let's see. Now, when we turn it this way, we have, it almost looks like a goat sitting on a throne. We have that disc. It looks now kind of like a wish, right? A dandelion when you blow it and you make your little wish there. So when we have any kind of being that is kind of sitting in a chair, especially in a posture like this, it is a sense of knowing, of being enthroned, elevated in thinking and wisdom. Not in like the queen or the high priestess or emperor, empress. And so we look at this, and I feel, there is an opening for manifestation. There's also a lot of power in self-reflection, in being in contemplation. I will get it together. Contemplation. And, not losing a sense of self while this momentum is going on. Because I think that's the thing, and we've talked about this in other Scorpio readings. Scorpio, you're good at getting something going, and, it might be the best, coolest, most creative thing in the world. The problem happens is that you lose yourself in it. And you get into that place of entropy where it just starts falling apart. You're just going so fast, not minding all of the other aspects. And so it's important. Take it slow where you can. Channel this energy as well as you can. Okay? Let's see. And so here, well, we have another seated person here, and it almost looks like we have like a little angel kind of up here on sitting behind or standing behind this person who is seated. This person in this posture looks like, to me, like they're going fishing, like they're hanging their feet off the side of a dock or something, and they're sitting and waiting to catch their little fish. I wonder if you can see this. It looks like a little musical note too. So I think music is important here, which is not, doesn't surprise me. I feel like most Scorpios I've known have excellent taste in music, or they are excellent musicians. So there's that. We have the angel. So I feel like there is some messaging coming over. I think that I don't feel like this is going to be necessarily like a dream communication or a vision or anything exactly like that. But I do feel like that there is a sense of synchronicity, patterns kind of emerging. I feel like it's not only just kind of a feeling of, oh, this is meaningful. I think that this is going to be deeply sentimental. Okay, it's like fuel for your soul. And so I think that you will really know when this starts to happen, if it's already happening. But it's not something where it's like paranoid and scary and like some omen or, you know, like, why is the universe showing me this stuff? I feel like this is totally like, you know, very welcomed. Feels like it is, you know, it just has a deep sentimental kind of connection with you. Okay. And let's see. So I just have this feeling that I'm kind of a face here. I really just feel like the funny thing about all of this happening is that anybody from the outside might look at what's going on with you and just your disposition and feel like you are just like giving off like really like not aggressive vibes, but just like you don't want to be bothered. Like almost just like kind of like, you know, like sour face. Like just kind of stay away from me. And I think it's just because you're so into what's happening in your interior life, in your creative life, in your work, that it's just kind of your natural disposition to kind of keep people at bay a little bit, throw up the walls a bit, become a little bit detached from, you know, non-essential relationships. And, but I don't think that there's like a negative feeling really, you know, behind the wall. I think everything's cool. But, so just look out for people being like, are you okay? Are you mad at me? Is everything all right? You know, I think that it's just because people perceive you to kind of be in a grumpy mood maybe. But you're not. I don't think you are. So All right. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring you these messages. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel get into the algorithm and get out to more people. And, you know, the algorithm is really what dictates everything. So any kind of engagement, the liking, watching the video all the way through, commenting, subscribing, of course. And if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And one thing I guess I've learned through, you know, whatever online rumor is if people share the video like on social media, which, I mean, you don't have to, but that kind of engagement, I guess, is very helpful as well. So if you feel so inclined, you know, please think about doing that. And gosh, what else? Well, I hope you all are just doing well, you know, and taking care. That it is so warm where I'm at. It is everywhere, and I can't complain, which really that really sucks for me, because I love complaining about the weather. It's like probably top 3 favorite things to go on and on and on about. But it's hot everywhere, so I can't complain about how humid it is. It's just so humid here. So I've been stuck in the house a little bit. Everybody's a little bit rambunctious. And oh, that's the other thing I'll mention is I do read, if you comment and it takes me a minute to comment back, it's not because I don't read them. I read every single comment. I try to, you know, comment back on them. Sometimes it takes a day or two. So if you don't get that notification immediately that I have commented back, just kind of look again, you know, because I promise you I will. It has been hectic over here trying to contain a toddler in the house. So I don't know what we're gonna do during the winter. Maybe because it gets colder, I think you just like slow down a little bit. You go into like a natural kind of half hibernation or whatever. But with this heat, it has just been wild. I thought, okay, I'll get like caught up on everything because it's so warm and we're just gonna stay inside. But my daughter she's not been with it at all. She is just, you know, a kid. So I am still a little bit behind on I'm like a day behind on my comments. So anyways, I want to thank you so much, and we will talk again in just a few days here. In the meantime, you can watch your other placements too, and do some cross watching. I know a lot of people do cross watch. So all right, thank you, and we'll talk again soon.